to this beat.
Welcome to another episode. Welcome to another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I am your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I can continue. I can continue to bring you that gospel of Gamecocks every single day. Every single day, y'all. Every single day. Subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Apple Heart Radio. Apple Heart Radio. That ain't it. Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and especially on YouTube. We got a good one today, y'all. We are previewing the big game tomorrow. The big game tomorrow against the Arkansas Razorbacks on the SEC network at 9 o'clock p.m., 2100 hours. That's what we're doing today. We are going to preview this Arkansas team. We're going to break it down. We're going to talk about our lovely Gamecocks and how I think they're going to do against Arkansas. Now, Arkansas is a team that is 18-11. 18-11, they're 6-8 in conference play. Not too good, not too bad. And net ranking is 65th in the country. And according to Charlie Cream's latest bracketology, they are among the first 4 teams that are out of the NCAA tournament. So they are a solid basketball team. They playing at home. They got the Gamecocks coming in, and they're going to be lit. You know, the crowd going to be crazy. Everything going to be how they want it to be, right? Everything is lining up for them. The strength of schedule is solid as well. The strength of schedule is 41st in the country. 41st in the country, which means they played some good basketball teams over the course of the year, over the course of their 29 ball games. Okay, so ain't no scrub type schedule that Arkansas has been working with this season. Not at all. Against teams in the top 60, they're 3-7. 3-7 versus teams in the top 60. They won a few, lost a lot. Okay, but they are bringing a different brand. Let's say a different brand of basketball on Thursday night. Okay, different brand of basketball. And I say that different brand of basketball because Arkansas likes to shoot. Okay, Arkansas likes to shoot. Not only do they like to shoot the basketball, they love shooting the three-point basket. They love it. 45% of their offense of field goal attempts are three-point shots. Everybody's shooting the three-pointer. You know, and I'm not actually, I'm encouraging teams that shoot a ton of three-pointers because you are giving us the opportunity to get rebounds. You're giving us the opportunity to get rebounds. In my opinion, by you shooting a whole bunch of three-pointers, and that has been a staple of their offense the whole season, you are allowing Carolina to get rebounds because we're, top 3 in the rebounding in the country. We're top 5 in rebounding percentage. You're allowing us to get the rebound and get into transition. So I think you're kind of playing with fire by shooting all these three-pointers. Now, Arkansas's offensive rating is 123rd, which is about, top 3rd in the country, 123rd. Their pace of play is equivalent to South Carolina's. South Carolina's pace of play is 36. Arkansas is 36 as well. So they're going to try to get out and go too. And it's going to be something to watch. It's going to be fun basketball tomorrow, watching another team try to run a gun with South Carolina. I just can't wait. I can't wait to see it. Like I told you about their three-point percentage. I should say their three-point percentage rate, is so high. But you think that if you're shooting that many three-point baskets, basically, 1 out of 2 baskets by Arkansas is going to be a three-pointer. Pretty much. I said those 44%, actually they're 47% in three-point attempts percentage. That's a lot of three-pointers. So the you think that they shoot so many of them because they can hit them. But actually, that's wrong. That's wrong. They don't hit a whole lot of three-pointers. Well, I shouldn't say they don't hit a lot of three-pointers. Their percentage ain't high because their percentage is 174th in the country. 174th in the country, which is a 31% three-point percentage. That ain't good. That just means you shoot a lot of them. You just shoot out. And then when the bulk of your offense is shooting three-pointers, again, you are giving opportunity for Kamilla Cardoso if she plays. You give an opportunity for Ashlyn Watkins, Chloe Kitts, Sania Feagin to get these rebounds. Raven Johnson get these long rebounds because you are shooting so many three-pointers. 2-point percentage for Arkansas is 185th. 185th at 45%. Their overall field goal percentage on the offense overall is 263rd in the country at 38%. That ain't good at all. That ain't good at all, especially going against the number one defensive team in the country. That ain't good at all. Ain't good at all. And assists, they don't get a whole bunch of assists. They only average 11 assists per game. 271st in the country. Not too good. Not too good. And they're just lighting up. They're just shooting it out. Shoot. That's how they do. And because they don't have a ton of assists, their assist to turnover ratio is okay, 128th. 0.87 assists to 1 turnover. I don't know. They don't turn the ball over a lot, though. That's the key thing for the offense. If they turn the ball over, a ton, they wouldn't. The offensive rating would be horrible. But they're 20th in the country in turning the ball over. They only turn the ball over 13 times a game. That is it. But their offense against our defense, their 123rd offense going against the number one defensive rating team in the country by a mile. I don't know about that one. And then the pace of play, they're doing 36, and we doing 36 as well. So you're going to get a little track meet with Carolina, and you can try to get a track meet with Carolina, and we got Molly, body by Molly. That's not going to work out for you. That's not going to work out for you because you can get track meet, getting the quick pace. But you don't have a efficient offense. You're just giving us another opportunity to run. So you can get set, get quick, and do all this thing. Yeah, Taliyah Scott going to be doing her thing and doing her little pace thing. But it's not an efficient offense. And the field goal percentage, 263rd, going against the number one defense in terms of field goal percentage allowed. That ain't good. That ain't good for y'all offensively. And 2-point percentage allowed, you're talking about the number one team in field goal percentage allowed. That's South Carolina, okay? And the three-pointers that y'all shoot, you going against a 14th ranked team in 3-point percentage allowed. We give up 27%. 27%, okay? Y'all only shoot 31% from the three, and we give up 27%. I don't know how this is going to work out for y'all. I don't know. Maybe it's a night that y'all can hit a lot of these three-pointers, but we're going to run you off the line. You're going to hit some of them because you shoot a ton of them. You're going to hit some of them. But I don't know. The percentages don't work out too right for me. It just don't work. It just don't work. It don't work out too right for me. And it's just going to be the situation where y'all shooting the ball a lot. Some of them go in, some of them go out, and you're gonna start getting tired because you got to defend us on the other end, and you only play about 6 players, maybe 6.5. We'll dive deep into that a little bit later, but I don't know. I don't see a good outcome in terms of Arkansas offense scoring the basketball well against us. I don't see it. You just, what y'all do a lot, we do better. Much better. I don't see that. I don't see it. I think it's going to be a tough time. I think it's going to be a tough time for them to score the basketball against us tomorrow night. I do. And this game right here has the makings of a very high-scoring game for the Gamecocks. It does. It has the outcome. It has the makings. It has the recipe for a high scoring game against for the Gamecocks, because there's gonna be a lot of opportunities to score the basketball for us. A lot of opportunities to score the basketball. I tell you this right here: Arkansas better, if they got any shot of hanging with the Gamecocks tomorrow, they better have the best shooting night of their life. I'm talking about with all these 3-pointers they shooting, they better be hit about 50%. They better find a te-hina pow. They better find a Bree Hall. They better find a Tessa Johnson shooting them things. But I mean, I look at their roster, ain't none of them on this team. Ain't none of them on this team that shoot like us. I just did a show yesterday talking about the Splash Sisters. Oh no, they ain't got no Splash Sisters on this team. They ain't got no Splash Sisters on this team. And we just talked about offense. We talked about offense, okay? And the defense ain't no better. It ain't bad. It ain't great. They're still in the top 30, 127th in the country defensively. You know, total rebound percentage. See, this is the thing too. This is the problem with teams that shoot the 3-ball a whole lot. When you shoot the 3-ball a whole lot, you are not a good rebounding team. You are not a good rebounding team. Because you can't, because you got everything spread out, waiting at the 3-point line. Arkansas is a 273rd ranked team in terms of total rebound percentage. 273rd. Okay? That is a lot of opportunities for us to get a whole bunch of rebounds. You're going to see a whole bunch of defensive rebounds from our ladies tomorrow. A whole bunch of them. If Kamilla Cardoso plays tomorrow, she's going to get so many defensive rebounds in that game. And if she don't play tomorrow, Chloe Kitt's going to get a whole bunch of defensive rebounds. And Ashley Walker's going to get a whole bunch of defensive rebounds. Sania Feagin, Raven going to get a bunch. te-hina is going to be all across the board. Defensive rebounds. Because they don't rebound the basketball. Because they're just shooting up threes. Field goal percentage, solid though. Solid. You talking about 75th in the country, 75th in the country with a 39%, field goal percentage allowed. But there's a caveat to that. They're going against, again, the number 3 ranked offense in the country. Top 3 in field goal percentage on offense. And it's going to be a problem for them. And I mean them, meaning Arkansas, to slow us down offensively. It's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. And 2-point percentage allowed, 48%. Carolina, 48th. Let me say, 2-point percentage, they are 48th in the country at 42%. Carolina is top 15 in 2-point percentage offense. Okay? That's pretty good because they got a 6'4", forward. They got a 6'2" guard. That's pretty good. Hey, that's pretty good. 3-point percentage allowed for what's the team called? Arkansas 199th in 3-point percentage allowed, giving up 31% at the 3-point line. Well, they about to run into a team that is number 2 in the country. Number 2 in the country that's shooting 41% from the 3. And your 199th rating will be exploited by the South Carolina Gamecocks tomorrow night. I don't know if you met the Splash Sisters, but you about to get a front row ticket, Arkansas fans, to seeing what they look like. You about to see. You about to see. Steals per game, they don't steal the ball a lot. 275th in the country. 275th in the country, only 6 steals a game. Only 6 steals a game. Blocks, they're pretty good. It was blocks, 11th in the country, 6 blocks a game. Carolina averaging about 9-10 blocks a game, number 1 in the country. So that's gonna be something to watch. I don't. It's Arkansas. This gonna be a game where y'all will basically shoot yourselves out of the basketball game and hope to score with South Carolina. That's pretty much it. You hope to score with South Carolina. Play your little run and gun offense. Try to do those things, but you about to reach a level that you ain't played this year. I know you played UCLA. You play with LSU. You play some teams that are really good, but you about to meet the best team in this country on tomorrow night at 9:00 p.m. on the SEC Network. The number one team by every metric known to college basketball. But they got some solid players. They have some solid players. They have a freshman in Taliyah Scott. Taliyah Scott, 5'9" guard, who be in the running for SEC Freshman of the Year. And I'm gonna do my own talks about and awards, after this SEC season is over, probably on Monday. I'm gonna do my own awards. But Taliyah Scott, 37 minutes a game, playing a heap of minutes, 22 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 turnovers, pretty solid numbers, right? 22 points a game. That's good, right? Well, here's the thing. Taliyah Scott is a volume shooter. When I say a volume shooter, I mean a volume shooter by every stretch of the imagination. She's a really good player. But don't get caught up in the 22 points that she's scoring per basketball game, because she's shooting 19 times a game. She's shooting 19 times a game. And of those 19 field goal attempts, 9 of them are 3-point attempts. 9 of them. So she's shooting, 41% from the field. 41% from the field. But she's only shooting 30% from 3. And she's shooting 9 of them. What? She has the green light to launch it up. And she's been launching it up. So if you shoot 9 3-pointers in a basketball game and you're only hitting 30% of them, some of them gonna go in. So your points gonna increase, right? If you shoot 19 attempts per basketball game, you better be averaging 22 points a game. You better be, and you're playing 37 minutes a game. Here's a fun fact. Ain't nobody on South Carolina team is averaging more than 13 attempts in the basketball game. Nobody. No one. But, her field goal percentage is 41%. We have multiple players with over 41%. Multiple players. 30% from the 3-point line, she won't be in the conversation. Not in the chapter of being one of the splash sisters. No. But she's going to shoot the ball a lot. And we will see that tomorrow night. She's going to shoot it. She's going to shoot it a lot. But here's the thing for Taliyah Scott. She herself, because I love the offensive rating. I love the offensive rating for individual players. I love it. Because when you see the box score, you don't see the offensive rating. What you see is you see points, you see rebounds, you see assists, you see turnovers, you see blocks, you see all those different things. But what you don't see is the complete offensive rating of a player. Okay, Taliyah Scott offensive rating is 96.9. That is not good whatsoever at all. But she's averaging 22 points a game. She's having 22 points a game. So in the box score, that looked great. She's having a bomb year, right? No, because she's also averaging 3 turnovers and she's shooting a low percentage. So she's shooting a lot, but it's not efficient shooting. It's not efficient shooting. And then she ain't defending. Her defensive rating is 97.4. 97.4. So her whole mantra is score. Not defend. And she going against a player in a Raven Johnson. A Raven Johnson whose, defensive rating is 72.2. 72.2. So we're going to see a matchup tomorrow night. Now, Raven won't be guarding her the whole game. We do our switching and things like that, but she's going to get some of te-hina power. She's going to get some of Bree Hall. She's going to get some of MiLaysia Fulwiley in this basketball game. She's going to get some of Tessa Johnson as well. But if we see some one-on-one possessions of Raven Johnson against Taliyah Scott, it's going to be something, because her offensive scoring ability, if you want to say that, is going against the number one defensive guard in the SEC who plays over 20 minutes, and that's Raven Johnson. By the way, Raven Johnson's offensive rating is higher than one Taliyah Scott. She just don't shoot 19 attempts per basketball game or 9 3-pointers per basketball game. Don't get mixed up. I'm trying to teach. This is my teaching hat. I'm just doing that, my teaching hat today. Maybe I'm inspired by wearing my t-shirt of Colorado. You know, my daughter graduated from, my oldest daughter graduated from the University of Colorado in Denver. So I'm wearing that t-shirt, supporting her and repping her and her school. So I'm in a teaching moment. So because a lot of social medias and a lot of national media, that's all they talk about is points and rebounds and things like that. But they don't talk about how many attempts it took you to get to X amount of points. So we are teaching. Captain Will is taking y'all to school. About efficient basketball, pretty basketball. Like sunshine. That's South Carolina. And then efficient defensive play. Because if you got a 96.9 rating and you only play, your defense is 97.4, that's a negative, y'all. That's a negative. My Carolina, Marlboro County, Wallace, tight education, that's what it tells me. But she's gonna score the basketball because she's gonna shoot a ton of times. So Taliyah Scott will get her points, but that's fine. That is fine. That's fine. Another player that we gotta keep an eye on is Samara Spencer. 5'7" guard, a junior, 34 minutes a game, 14 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 turnovers per game. And she launching up too. She got 13 attempts per game. And I'm doing something different now. I'm pulling the onion back a little bit more, And when I'm breaking down these players, I'm talking about their attempts per game too, and their 3-pointers. Because that matters. So Samara Spencer average, 13 attempts per game. And of those 13 attempts per game, it's a 35% field goal percentage. That ain't good. And of those 13 attempts per game, 5 of them are 3-pointers. And she's shooting a whopping 26% from the 3-point line. What? Why? Why is that coach allowing, a player who only shooting 25% from the 3-point line to shoot 5 3-pointers? Why? I know why, because this is new college basketball that was started, and I blame old Steph Curry in the NBA, that we're going to shoot 15 threes a game, but everybody can't shoot like no Steph Curry, so and it's trickle down into college basketball. So I don't care if you can't shoot. You're talking about 5 3-pointers at 25%, 26%. And then you talk about Taliyah Scott shooting 9 3-pointers at 30%. That is 14 3-point attempts between 2 players that both of them are shooting 30% or less. If her offensive rating is 92.9, ain't good either. Hell, it's worse than Taliyah Scott. Now, she a little bit better defensively, at 92.9, but that ain't good by South Carolina standards. So defensively, that'd be last on the bench in terms of defense at 92.9. We don't do that. And then let's go on to Makayla Daniels. Makayla Daniels, another guard, because they're going to play a whole bunch of guards. That's what they do when you're shooting a whole bunch of 3-pointers, right? 5'8" guard, senior. She's a senior. I think she's in her 5th year. 34 minutes a game. 12 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 2 turnovers per basketball game. She's shooting 9 field goals a game. 9 field goal attempts a game. Those 9 field goal attempts a game is 42% from the field. And of those 9, field goal attempts, you're talking about 5 3-pointers. 5. So she's shooting 5 of them too. And of those 5 3-pointers, she's shooting 35% from the 3-point line. So you got 3 players. We just talked about 3 players. That's 17 3-point attempts. And the highest shooting percentage right now is Makayla Daniels at 35%. 35%. Now, I kind of like Makayla Daniels. I'm going to be real. I kind of like her. I think she's a solid player. She, in terms of efficiency for Arkansas, she's one of their best offensive efficient players. Her rating is 109.7, which is higher than Scott and which is higher than Spencer. Her defense is better than Scott and Spencer, and it's 92.5. Still not great for the Gamecocks, but it's solid for Arkansas by Arkansas standards. But so I kind of like her. Because she's a senior and she's been around a little bit more and she takes care of the basketball, so she has that inane basketball IQ. But I kind of like her. I'm kind of a fan of Makayla. Now this one right here, Saylor, and I like saying his name, Saylor Poffenbarger. And I might be saying a little wrong, but I'm saying Saylor Poffenbarger, and I'm gonna say it over and over and again. Saylor Poffenbarger. 6'2" guard. She's a sophomore. Sophomore, 32 minutes. Again, they only play like 6 players. 32 minutes a game. 11 points, 12 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 turnovers. Okay? That's a solid stat line. You talking about a double-double. She's averaging a double-double with 6'2" guard. Okay? And she's averaging 10 attempts a game, 10 field goal attempts a game, and her field goal percentage is 36%. 36%. And you ask why. This girl is averaging 11 points per game, a double-double, solid numbers. You ask why. And 10 attempts, 36%, because she also, of those 10 attempts, 6 of them are three-pointers. So we got another one who's shooting 6 three-pointers, and there's only 34% from the three-point line. 34% from the three-point line. They are going to take a ton of three-pointers in this basketball game. A ton. And her offensive rating is 95.3. Her defensive rating is really good. You talking about 81.2. So I'm going to keep a good eye on her when she's on the defensive side of the ball. You know, and in terms of her being 6'2" and being a guard. So you're going to see a lot of Saylor matching up with Chloe or Ashton Watkins to see how good defensively she really is. We will see, because 32 minutes, she's going to see some of Kamilla Cardoso too. You know, you're going to see what that defensive rating actually is. But she's going to be, I mean, come on. All these three-pointers this team is playing, is shooting. That's a lot. That's a lot by any stretch of the imagination. They're big. 6'4" forward, sophomore. You know, Maryam Dauda. And I hope I'm saying that name correctly. 6'4". You know, she's a sophomore, 29 minutes a game. 29 minutes a game, 10 points, 7 rebounds, 2 blocks, 2 turnovers, and she averaged about 7 field goal attempts per game. And she's shooting 3 as well. She's shooting a bunch of them as well. You know, she's shooting out of the 7, she's shooting 3 attempts as well. So she's shooting it off too. And her 3-point percentage is 34%. Overall field goal percentage is 45%. And her offensive rating is 103.5 and defensively 89.1. Apparently Arkansas is gonna, every game they play, they're just gonna shoot, see what happens at the end of the score, and move on to the next game. I mean, that is what they're gonna do. That's what they're gonna do. So this game could be a straight up blowout by South Carolina if their 3-point ball isn't working, or they will keep the game close if they shoot, 40% or more from the 3-point line. They will keep it close. If there's a scenario or there's a situation where we're in this basketball game and Arkansas shooting 15, 18% from the 3-point line, this is a straight beating in their hometown, on their home court, and I believe it's senior day. They better shoot a high percentage tomorrow night against South Carolina, or they're going to get drugged. I mean, drugged. It is going to be ugly. So they better be on. They better fix them rims just for them. Fix them up. Otherwise, it won't be a game. It won't be a game. Finally, we're going to talk about Carly Key. She get about 21 minutes a game, so we got to mention her too. 5'8" guard, another guard. She's a sophomore. Got about 6 points a game. 6 points a game. She shoots about 7 field goals a game and 35% from the field. And of those 7 field goal attempts, you already know it's about 4 of them that are 3-pointers. Okay? 4 of them 3-pointers, and only a 30% clip of them going in. Overall, her field goal percentage is 35%. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't want, because I've been off a little bit. I've been off a little bit in regards to, about making predictions. I've been off a little bit. And I don't want to come off right now and say that my prediction is a straight up blowout by South Carolina. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to say that. But I will say this right here. I say this right here. Vegas saying we're going to win by 30 points. Okay, we're going to say we're going to win by 30 points. So I'm going to say this right here. We're going to win by 25 plus points. We're going to win by 25 plus points. And again, only way they can stay with us if they have the best shooting night of their life? It's possible. It is possible for them to have the best shooting night of their life. It is possible for them to have a situation where everything is going in. It is possible. It's the basketball game. But I don't see that. I don't see how they will have their best shooting night of their life playing against the number one defensive team in the country. That algebra don't add up. It don't. What I see is them actually shooting worse against us, which is feeding into our offense. Our defense will create offense for us. Like I told you before, defense travels. Defense travels. Doesn't matter if we're going to Arkansas. Doesn't matter if we're going to Tennessee. Doesn't matter if we're going to Creighton. It don't matter where we're going. Defense is going to travel. Now, will we get a slow start playing in their gym in the first quarter? We will see. We will see what type of slow start we get in South Carolina. What I foresee in the first quarter from Arkansas, a lot of three-pointers being missed. And when a lot of three-pointers are being missed by Arkansas, that provides an opportunity for our point guards, Raven Johnson, te-hina Pow, MiLaysia Fulwiley, to get loose. You are asking us to get into transition because of all the multiple three-pointers you're shooting. Now, South Carolina plays some of the prettiest basketball in the country. With that pretty basketball that we saw on Sunday translate to more pretty basketball against Arkansas, I think there's opportunity for it to be. We will dominate them on the boards from beginning to end because there's so many defensive rebounds that's going to be had. They will try to run, which will be another strike against them because nobody runs with South Carolina. Nobody. So that's another strike against them. They don't play a lot of players in their top 6, top 7, whatever it is. So our depth will get them. And we're just a much better basketball team. It's a whole lot of different, scenarios for a blowout tomorrow night. And I don't see a lot of scenarios where they keep the game close. Unless we just forget how to shoot and they just shoot it up. I don't see that happening. Dawn Staley and the staff know the same stats that I just read to you. They are going to shoot the ball a lot. Therefore, we're going to run them off the three-point line. It ain't rocket science. It ain't rocket science whatsoever. The Gamecocks will blow out Arkansas tomorrow night and get ready for Tennessee on Sunday. Those are the facts. Those are the predictions from Captain Will. It will be a beatdown in Arkansas tomorrow night. This concludes another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I am your man, Captain Will. Continue to like, continue to subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I can continue to bring you that gospel of Gamecocks every single day. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, especially on YouTube. You are now rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will. Let's go.
Oh, J-Rock did this beat.